Okay. So we have come to an end of the session of this particular training. So as we have spoken to you, we are going to have a discussion on the molecular basis of the beneficial aspect of the bacteria lactobacilli. So we'll have a proper discussion out of it. What has happened is, as many of you know, that this particular bacteria is a gram positive bacilli. Okay. Okay. Now, why it is gram positive bacilli, as well as it is motile. Okay. It is motile gram positive bacilli. So we have spoken about this motile gram positive bacilli. Okay. And the what does it mean? It means that it must have a particular kind of peptidoglycan, as we do like this. For example, it is a special core of peptidoglycan, therefore it is gram positive in nature. Peptidoglycan. Now, why exactly it is beneficial, that we must understand. Why exactly it is beneficial? So the beneficial aspect of this particular bacteria, and particular this class of bacteria, is due to a production of an extracellular protein. Okay. Now this extracellular protein is having some special considerations regarding it. Now, what are the considerations? This extracellular protein, first of all, is a low molecular weight protein. It's a low molecular weight protein, and yeah, it's a low molecular weight protein. At the same time, it is also a protein which is having a specific kind of shall I say biological activity, or it is having a special kind of bioactivity. Okay. Now, how this bioactivity results, and what is the result of this bioactivity? It interacts with some other proteins of pathogenic bacteria. Okay. Now this particular extracellular protein that is secreted by the lactobacilli interacts with surface proteins of other pathogenic bacteria. Okay. Pathogenic bacteria, for example E. coli. Okay. So what exactly happens? It happens as it produces a low molecular weight extracellular protein. So here we shall write secreted protein, and therefore, since it is secreted protein, it gets secreted in a medium, and in that medium, if any other bacteria is there, then its growth will be inhibited, and many a times the inhibition takes place in the what in the pathogenic class of bacteria, and therefore this is why this is having a particular what beneficial aspect. Okay. So here, if you see that so we shall see today the structure of the protein, which is now this will be the structure of the protein, and we shall see what are its different aspects. Okay. So this bioactivity is which kind of bioactivity? That is inhibition. Now how this inhibition takes place, how this interaction takes place, that we shall all study one by one. Okay. Now this is the low molecular weight protein. Okay. Now here you see, if you look at the protein, this particular protein structure is made up of several amino acids. Okay. So what I'll do is, now this is the amino acid structure. This is the amino acid structure. This is the amino acid structure of the low molecular weight protein. Okay, this is the low molecular weight protein, and this is the primary structure of it. Now here you can see the structure of the amino acids, and from the structure of the amino acids, what you can think is what are the different types of this. Okay, so for example, I'll give you one example. For example, let us see which amino acid is there. Okay, now this is cysteine. Okay, cysteine is a sulfur containing amino acid, and the functional group is SH, a sulfahydryl group. Let's take one more amino acid. Okay, so it is glycine. Then let us take one more randomly to give you some idea that what kind of amino acids are this. Okay, so this is threonine. So three different amino acids we have drawn. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll show it as sticks, and then we'll color it as red. Okay, but this thing has lost. Okay, no problem, we will take one more. Let us take this. Let us make it green and see the name of the amino acid. So this is serine 34. So one more here. We'll again make it green, and we'll put the name. Is that threonine thing. Okay, the threonine. Then randomly we are taking some different amino acids, so that to make you understand that what exactly the protein is made up of. Okay, and we'll put again the level is serine. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that if not all, but most of the amino acids are which kind of amino acids? Aliphatic amino acids, long chain amino acids. Okay, so we came to know two things. What? That there is a secreted protein. So what I tried to say, that this is the three-dimensional domain, of the low molecular weight protein that is secreted by many beneficial bacteria including lactobacilli. And in lactobacilli you have come across the secreted proteins that you standardized in our lab. Then we have analyzed its structure, and in this structure we found that mostly are what एलिफेटिक लॉन्ग चेन अमीनो एसिड, जैसे कि सिस्टीन हो गया, फिर हो गया आपका टायरोसिन हो गया, थ्रियोनाइन हो गया, वैलिन हो गया, ऑल दिस काइंड्स ऑफ एलिफेटिक अमीनो एसिड्स. Subsequently we have analyzed the structure in different patterns. Okay, first of all we saw how the secondary structural motifs are there. We came to know that there are approximately 40% of helix and rest 60% of loops. Now not always, but many a times the helix part is responsible for some structural feature, okay, including some minor functional activity, and the loops are those regions which gives the protein the overall flexibility. ठीक है, flexibility ज़्यादा होने का मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब है it can adapt to a particular change. Okay, we have in our smaller classes we must have come through about something called inhibition. Okay, now inhibition is something which is very important. Okay, now inhibition is more in those things where it is more rigid. If you are not very rigid, then what will happen? You cannot be inhibited. Very simple. If you are very rigid of some of your terms, what will happen? What will happen? Your inhibition will be more. ठीक है ना? Let's draw. More inhibition means more rigidity. Rigidity. If something is more flexible, what does it mean? It means that that means it can modulate itself on the basis of various molecular aspect and the environment. So for example, pH, then ionic environment, which kind of ions are present in this thing, then what are the interactions it made, whether it is salt bridge or it is hydrogen bond or it is van der Waals interactions. So many different things are there. So if some protein is very flexible, what does it mean? It means that it is less prone to some kind of damage or inhibition. Anyway, so it also binds with several other things. What other things? Interacts with the surface proteins of other pathogenic bacteria. For example, E. coli. Not all E. coli are very harmful. There are several E. coli which are very harmful. For example, there is a variety of uropathogenic E. coli which leads to urinogenital infection and very fatal many times. So different varieties are there. So it has been seen that lactobacilli is very beneficial because it inhibits the growth of some pathogenic organism, including this. So in our lab we modeled this, and this is the three-dimensional domain where we have seen many active site pockets are there. Now we need to understand how exactly it behaves while interacting with other proteins. Okay, so what is the molecular basis? The molecular basis is what is the molecular basis? The molecular basis is that you are having this thing. What do you call this? The molecular basis is how it interacts with its ligand. Okay, so now how it interacts with its ligand. Now when we saw the interaction, we need to have some protocol through which we can analyze this interaction. So the basic funda behind this is whenever there is a ligand and a receptor, they will form a transient ligand receptor complex, and subsequently it will break down into the receptor itself and a molecular function of it. If it is a product, it is product. Otherwise, many a times it is a result of a G protein coupled mechanism which results into some molecular event. जैसे कि molecular event बोले तो कैसा है, जैसे कि आप सोचिए कि मतलब कैसे आपको explain करें, for example production of some kind of pigment, okay, or production of some kind of factor which will lead to further replication of a cell cycle. Any kind of molecular event which is governed by this particular protein will be initiated. Okay, many a times it could be a non-protein product also. कभी कभी क्या होता है, उसका non-protein product भी उसका हो सकता है. चलिए कुछ नहीं, तो उसमें समझना क्या है आपको कि the ligand receptor complex must break down, and now this breakdown depends on the delta G of each and every component. Now there are two these things, forward and backward reactions. If the rate of reaction, which is also dependent on the entropy of a system, is more negative in terms of delta G, it will be more spontaneous. Directly it will produce the product. Or the other case, what will happen? It will not form a product. When something is not forming a product, what does it mean? It means that something like this is happening. Here you see. For example, ये आपका ligand है और आपका receptor है ये. So is it binding well? No, it is not binding well. But if it can modulate the structure of this, for example, this thing is, we shall call it, which kind of inhibition? We shall call it non-competitive inhibition. We shall call it, we will term it non-competitive inhibition. Non-competitive inhibition. Okay, so we will see the other thing, what more can happen. Okay, ये एक केस हो गया. और दूसरा केस क्या हो सकता है? The due to the presence of this particular influencer, okay, we shall call it influencer only, influencer, because it has not yet become a reactant now, so it is influencer now. What it does is it influences the ligand such a way that it gets converted into a structure something like this, which is compatible to it, okay. So अभी क्या हो सकता है? अभी ये हो सकता है, देखिए. Now this binding can happen, isn't it? So what it has done? It has changed. So change कर देते हैं. ठीक है? So what it has done? It has changed the structure of the ligand, and therefore now this becomes a competitive inhibition. Structure को change कर दिया. So all these things we can calculate. Okay? We are having specific protocols through which we can study how exactly the behavior happens. Behavior takes place. लिखने का जगह नहीं है. So one more, that we can even calculate the entropy, the stability of the product. और एक बात है, for example, you have able to do the interaction successfully. You have calculated which kind of interaction will be. For example, you have calculated this and this binding you have calculated. How this binding will be, it is calculated, and the binding you have found out that there is a binding. Now you are trying to see which kind of binding is more stable. Okay, now what is your problem? Now next set of problem is this. Now next set of problem is this. Which one is more stable? Which interaction is more stable and effective? So that also you have to analyze, isn't it? Because how exactly the behavior of the interaction takes place. So you are having different types of ligands, and you are trying to put a different receptor on it. ठीक है? Now you have to see in which kind of interaction is more stable. By looking at it, it looks very simple, but it is not very simple. We have to look at many other things. So there are specific pipelines through which we can even determine which kind of interaction is more stable. So what are the factors that determines the stability? ये भी important है. The factors that determine the stability is energetics, type, and number of binding. Then which kind of solvent is present in this in the reaction medium, because the reaction takes place not in void. Okay, whenever a reaction takes place, it takes place where? It must be a polar environment, either in water or something else. Many a times in water. So water is a polar solvent, isn't it? Because most reaction takes place where? Most reaction in aqua. So aqua is what? Aqua is polar environment, isn't it? So we have to look at many other things. Then there is inherent structure of the protein. For example, some protein motifs can be highly non-polar. For example क्या होगा? For example, high amount of valine, जहाँ पे बहुत सारा valine amino acid residue है. valine amino acid residue, वहाँ पे क्या होगा? पूरा ऐसा एरिया होगा जहाँ पे पानी पहुँच ही नहीं पाएगा. So what are the different factors that we must look? Then type and number of binding, then solvent. Okay, so not only this, there are several internal structure, internal microenvironment, okay, so on and so forth. There are different on the basis of which kind of interaction you are looking into. So all many other factors will be there which you have to look on in order to conclude that this lactobacillus is producing this particular type of protein and it is killing another bacteria, but how exactly it is killing it? What is the mechanism behind it? So we can able to study those mechanisms by using various different techniques. But the thing is, you need to have your solid grip behind the biology behind it, how exactly it happens. So this is we are giving you an example of lactobacilli, but it is not that it is only true for lactobacilli. All kind of interactions you are interested in, whether you are in pharmacy, you are in environmental engineering, you are in like agriculture, you are in biotechnology, even some engineering field also. For example, a civil engineer. Okay, a civil engineer, what is his this thing? A civil engineer will look into buildings. Okay, now there is a concept called bioremediation. Bioremediation is nothing but removing of heavy metals or other toxins from water, because you are an environmental or civil engineer working in a municipality. So your job is to remove this inorganic these things from the water. Many a times some bacterial pollutants are also there. So you also have to understand how these things takes place. There are several fungi and bacteria which accumulates all toxins. So how exactly they are doing, which variety will be good for you. Okay, so this kind of this study is important for a civil engineer, then or an environmental engineer, environmental engineer. Okay, then for biotechnologist this is open field, and they should really look into it and all its scope. And then who else? The agro people, for those who require to understand that how different varieties work, and then how soil chemistry changes and impacts plants in terms of growth, fruiting, and all other things, flowering, etc. For microbiologist, how a particular nutraceuticals will behave or act. Just examples how particular